We've been talking a lot about AI lately as it pertains to voice actors, but today we're going to talk a little bit more about it as it relates to music, because that seems to be where a big part of the gripe is with a lot of people, because for a musical artist, your voice is your moneymaker in a lot of ways. But Grimes, if anybody here knows Grimes, that is the ex-wife of Elon Musk. Or were they even married, or did they just have kids together, Hannah Claire?
They were never married.
Just had kids.
He's been married a couple times. They had kids, and also their relationship is unusual because at times it seems like they have broken up, but also one of the like timelines that he had, I don't know if you remember this. So they have X, the little blonde boy, and then she did an interview where she subtly revealed she had a child by refusing to talk about it, but also having her baby with a nanny upstairs. So the reporter could hear the baby crying and was like, "Do you have another kid?" And then she sent, like, it was this weird thing. She's like, "I don't want to talk about it. Also, here is a voice memo with the exact way to pronounce my daughter's name." So I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that he, like, had kids with someone else during one of their breaks. Like, Elon Musk and his family tree is getting very complicated. My favorite tweet from Elon Musk of all time was, "I love having a big family. I hope you all do too."
Yeah. How do you pronounce the daughter's name?
I don't remember, because it's another, and you know, their
and then, as far as I'm concerned, it's not my responsibility because he made it difficult. Therefore, it's not my problem.
But their daughter was born via surrogate, so I think they weren't together. But Elon Musk is like, "I will procreate and repopulate the world."
Yes,
like he is putting his money where his mouth is.
He's the Nick Cannon of the tech world.
Yes. Is it Exa Dark Sidereal Musk?
I have no idea.
I think they're calling her Exa or something. I'm not really
Exa,
sure.
okay.
Well,
or something with Z. I'm not
There's
sure.
Z Musk. That must be X.
Wait, can I say one more thing about Elon Musk and then I'll move on? There's this rumor, because Taylor Swift and her boyfriend are broken up. There was some unvetted source was like, she's dating a an older man who's much more low key, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's about to have a Musk baby. People that is the dream. He likes tall blonde women who are successful in their field. Who else would he date but Taylor Swift?
All right. So Grimes, she has her own thoughts when it comes to AI voice. She says that you are free to use her voice without penalty. She will simply split the profits with you 50-50.
I mean, you say that, and then they do weird propaganda with your voice, and
That's the first thing that I thought of. She says, "I'll split 50% of the royalties on any successful AI-generated song that uses my voice," she tweeted, sharing a headline of how the fake Drake and fake Weeknd song, "Heart on My Sleeve," had raised questions about the industry. We listened to that last week. It's actually quite accurate in its depiction of his voice. And I'm not going to lie, I've been going through I'm in my Kanye West AI music era, where it's literally just him performing songs that he doesn't perform.
Like what? What's the best one?
I've got one pulled up. I don't know if we're going to get copyrighted for this.
Because it's not anybody's, really.
This is Kanye West singing Mr. Brightside.
Oh, I love that song.
There you go.
It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this?
Bro,
it was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a kiss.
There are moments that it doesn't quite sound like him.
Really?
Know?
I feel like people say this, and I'm such a sucker for AI. Every time they show me an AI chick, I was like, oh my God, look at her. She's super hot. It's like, she's not real, Dane.
I think it sounds pretty good.
Sounds just like him.
It sounds good, but he doesn't really sing.
He's not a singer. Yeah. So I've been listening. He's got Beautiful Soul by Jesse McCartney. He's got
amazing. Play it.
He's got Call Me Later by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Another
And
classic.
I don't know who made
Call Me Maybe?
Call Me Maybe. And I don't know who the guy who made this is an account called Updog X, and there's a bunch of them.
Of course.
He's just doing the Lord's work over there.
Exactly. He's got like 14 or 15 of them, and they're all just Kanye West doing AI music.
God.
And just imagine, like, this one has how many views does this one have? This one's got 60,000 views. This guy could be making some money if he made a Grimes song that did that well.
How do you enforce this? Does she
I have
she
no
has her
clue.
team flag a video that has her AI voice in it, and then they contact him and were like, cough up a check, buddy.
Well, one of the things she points out is that she doesn't have a label, so there is no legal hiccups that way. So how would she?
Have a label?
She
I thought
apparently
she was
doesn't
a
have
musician.
but she is. But she does. She's not tied to. She's not signed to a music label. So if this happened, she'd be able to do it without having to worry about a label being like, "No, we don't want you doing that," because it's not always going to be the artist that's telling you to take it down. Most of the time they will, but it's the labels that are going to lose the lion's share of that money, right? Like they're the ones that are benefiting the most from you making that music, right? Just like a book publisher makes even more than the guy who actually wrote the book. They just give you the advance and you make your money on copies, but the publishers make a whole ton more. And I think what's going to happen is that the most industrious of young artists are going to learn how to make stuff like this work for them. Right? They're going to be the ones who aren't tied to record labels, that aren't tied to legacy companies. And they're going to, like, imagine that you just say, go forth and make music of me, and then lead to profit.
What if people do it at like a concert? How does that work? So if I'm amazingly talented and I suddenly become a pop sensation, and then I'm like, but I want to have AI Grimes,
perform,
do a solo or do a verse on the song
I don't know.
at my concert. Does she then get a cut of my concert tickets?
I mean,
sales?
most of them wouldn't get even if she was there in person, she wouldn't get a cut of the gate. She would get a flat rate, right? She'd get a fee for whatever she did for that performance.
Does she list her performance fee?
I don't
as an
know.
AI
I
person?
feel like deepfakes is 9/11 for culture.
Yeah, in a
This
lot of
is
ways.
the moment of our lives that will change it forever, and there's no going back.
This is my other favorite. I found this one on Instagram the other day. I've been listening to this one a bunch. This is Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden sing "See You Again" by.
Good.
That one's really good. That was really good.
All day without you, my friend.
This
Can I
sounds good.
tell you all
Hold on,
about
you got to
it
hear the part
when
where
it's
Trump talks.
He seems vaguely mad.
That was Obama.
There was a guy on.
Seen you in days.
This does sound like.
It's been a long day without you, my
And the guy
friend.
says he'll never make music
Can
of
I
actual
tell
artists,
you
only of
all
presidents.
about it when
He will never do it to an
I
actual
see you?
I
musician.
like when they use JFK.
We've come a long way from where we began.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
That was not a stretch for me.
SpongeBob comes in at the end too and plays.
Oh my
Biden's kind of crushing it.
But
The thing is,
When I see you again.
I
What
hope
if
we're gonna get
instead-
copyrighted on this one. I just know it.
what if instead of debates, they had to learn a choreographed song?
I'm down
and
for
do a
that.
duet? I feel
I'm
like-
totally down
Dude,
for
I-
that.
I just don't know where we're gonna go from here as a species. Like, truly, we've for years been saying we're in a post-truth society, but it's like nothing is believable
Well,
anymore.
like, there's the really creepy one of Joe Biden saying racial slurs that we will not play here.
There's-
I'm like, eventually what I think is going to happen, or what I would hope would happen, is it's going to force people to think more critically. Like, you're going to have to be
Yeah,
like,
good luck with that.
You're going to have to be like, okay, is it really plausible that Joe Biden has a thing where he says the N-word
Well,
a bunch?
there-
No, it's not.
There was this YouTube channel that would splice president's speeches to make these songs,
Yeah.
and then it was their actual. And there were moments you'd be like, "When
Oh,
in the
yeah,
world
no,
would he say the word baby?" Like,
Mr.
don't remember what it's called.
Zikos or whatever, Maestro Zikos.
and he
or
did
whatever.
like
He does-
Obama singing.
I've got a bunch of his Trump
ton-
ones.
there,
Yeah,
were, there were tons of them, but it's like the cuts of their speeches. For me, it starts to wonder like that is splicing together tiny seconds of things they've said in speeches to make this song.
When
whereas
did Donald
this
Trump
is,
say "baby"? Like,
I mean, like
He's got a great
Obama did at
one.
one point, or there was one of Obama going, "I love you back," and they were able to cut that and use it for some song.
there's a great one of Donald Trump singing "Blinding Lights" by The Weeknd.
Right.
By that guy. That's fantastic.
But now, dude, so now there's fake OnlyFans
Yep.
girls getting millions of dollars.
Yep.
Like AI generated hot women getting millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that
You
this
do?
is society's issue right now. Yeah, being grown up in the 90s and the 80s, I mean, I really had very little hope for people, for humanity. Just felt like I'm going to get rich. I'm going to try and I'll be the president and then fix things. And I was like, oh, there's a war machine. We're all doomed. And now it's like, you know what? This is just amazingly awesome that we can create people to do anything virtually. It's just so freaking powerful.
I
and
kind of
awesome.
like that I like your more positive spin on it, because what I see most of the time, you and Grimes seem to be the only people that have
Yeah.
a positive spin. I have this other
Dude, I'm
article
horrified.
from
Like,
Khaled saying like, look, you're screwing ours here. I feel like the most general take from people is fear.
I think that's natural. A lot of new technologies bring fear. A
Yeah.
lot of times people
Like-
will be like, whoa, hold
Yeah.
on. The car is too new. We need our horses.
I will say some of mine is fear-based because you can't put these genies back in the bottle, as they say, right?
That's what
Once
they-
you start using AI and it's woven into the internet, there's no real solid way to remove it from the internet. Because part of it is, if great, Grimes consents to this and she says, great, if you pay me, you can use my voice, but what if you don't, right?
Yeah.
What if you don't want people using your voice? You are stripped of the right to try and stop it. I mean, I know this is, we talked about this story for so much, but when that girl was really upset about her image being used in AI porn,
Yes.
Yeah,
Is that what I'm
QTXC
right,
or something.
Yeah.
people were like, this is what she gets for being on the internet. And it's like, no, she did. That's not really fair. Like, she posted her, she streams online fully clothed. She did not ask to be
turned into this. Yeah.
And I think that is what concerns me, because on the one hand, I do think we shouldn't live in fear of new technology. I say that as a complete technophobe, but this one doesn't seem like it exists in a way that gives people an option to opt out.
And I asked the chat today, guys, there's a poll up on the chat that says, is AI created music art? And so far, 65% say no.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Well, how would you define it if you wouldn't define it as art? I guess
Yeah.
you can put that in the chat. What's an
Or if
an alternate?
you, make your opinion known. 65% are saying no, they don't consider art.
Is
One
it
of the
science?
popular takes that I saw was like, it can't be art because AI doesn't have a soul. So therefore,
Neither do artists. Like, what the hell?
Do the redhead ones have a soul? I have no
Whoa,
idea.
don't you bring the ginger issue up.
I just
That's
did.
too spicy for this.
I was kidding. Look, I freely admit to loving listening to Kanye West play a bunch of songs that he didn't actually play, but I also understand that that's not him, right? There's a benefit there of knowing that that's not who that
But you
is.
know that because you went in searching for AI dupe
I mean,
covers.
I might have
But if
searched
I
AI
just
created.
randomly was like, Dane, look at this crazy video of Celine Dion performing with Biggie Smalls, he'd be like, whoa, crazy.
Incredible.
You know what I mean? But that never happened.
Yeah.
So I am now introducing a completely false reality. And even if I'm doing it because I'm like, I didn't know they performed together. That's so cool. I'm a huge fan of both.
And we're
The reality is that you're not giving honest information.
And we're beyond tribal right now. And so people, they're basically, the way they take information is if my people say it, I'm more prone to believe it. And so now we're hostage. Like, when are we ever going to know? When are we ever going to know if the deep fake version is just the same as the regular version with 2 added words?
Yeah.
And those 2 added words changed to
The context of
yeah. Sorry, we got interrupted. See, I stop
You
immediately.
got it right
Nice.
there. Hannah Claire, read the $20 one right there.
Yeah. It's, who's it from?
That's Danzatastic.
Oh, hey, Dance Tastic. Master of Puppets sang by Trump when the ultimate crossover. Also, hello, Ian. What's your take on Monero? Monero. Is it worth starting to mine it? I love I love that episode. You guys sang the song on the guitar, and it was pretty awesome. PCC for life.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thoughts on Monero?
Monero's like a privacy-based cryptocurrency. I think that you're not supposed to be able to. It's untrackable or at points, but I know that it was being delisted off of different markets because of that. Diversify. So if it's something you believe in and you're following the project, you're reading about the news of the developers and the white paper and stuff, and you believe in it, go for it. But that's a decision you got to make for yourself. And honestly, it's probably financial advice I couldn't give you anyway if I wanted to.
Yeah, we would have to add a disclaimer in there.
Yeah,
we
I'm
can't.
not a financial specialist.
Yes. So go on.
So if the difference between the real video and the fake video is 2 words that change the entire context, and you're just gonna believe the one your tribe is presenting.
Whichever one already agrees with your sensibilities.
Correct. So it's people are just gonna become a more intense version of the radicalization that they already have.
I think that people are going to develop a muscle in their brain to see it, like kind of like how we used to not be able to see the color blue.
But Uncanny Valley, that they'll be able to spot it.
Yeah, they said that humans couldn't see blue, the color blue, until like 2,000 or 3,000 years ago.
What?
And they started to
I never
evolve
heard
the
of that.
ability to see this new color in the spectrum. Like our brains are evolving. You can see.
I know that
How did you
wider
see the sky, then,
frequency.
do you think?
It just didn't register as blue. Probably looked green.
I know that
before blue
women
existed.
women see colors differently. Evolved from a mother being able to tell when her child is sick.
Yeah.
So it's possible that we're going to evolve the ability to detect if it's a machine or a human just by perceiving it.
And then one day we'll just have Kanye West and Donald Trump do all the music for everyone all the time.
I feel like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, my theory is that it's gonna be like done by software, and there's gonna be a software that's gonna recognize that this is the original and something got added to it, and we're just gonna have to run all media by it.
I think sometimes the advent of technology seems fun, but in this case, I wonder about independent creators and smaller artists. Like, are you know how they say, like, there'll be a pop star that a label has just decided they're going to be really big, and then you hear their music everywhere, and so they have this big following, but, you know, they are sort of artificially propped up. If you're able to create music that's
Bad Bunny.
falsely created by,
Dude,
you know,
that guy's a cult.
yeah, I don't know if that's the case, but like the same kind of hype that comes around him. Like if I were to be like, oh, here's Donald Trump's new album of cover songs from, you know, whoever. Sorry, mate.
$20 chat right there from Daniel.
I'm not good at this because I don't want to stop talking. Daniel says, I want to give Ian a shirt as a gift. How can I send it? And what size shirt does he wear?
It's a medium, and you would send it to the P.O. box on timcast.com /contact.
We're still doing that?
Yeah, the P.O. box is still there. It doesn't get picked up all the time, so there's a chance it'll get returned to you, but I have been collecting stuff from there personally.
Okay. All right. Go finish your statement there.
I think I was just saying, you know, if you could buy a Donald Trump sings the Beastie Boys album, would you go and support a smaller artist who maybe needs it more?
Sabotage. Yeah. No, I don't know. And I just think that what's going to end up happening from the music side of it is that there's going to be a niche of smaller, of like influencer artists who are going to end up encouraging people to make covers or make their own, you know, versions of their music, songs with them in it. And the way they can basically be like partner sharing, right? Like you just end up splitting the revenue with the people that create the music, and you can create like a huge, you know, group of people that will create for you.
Yeah.
But then they'll have to become less worried about what the message of that music is, because who knows whether it's going to be music that you support the idea of. And in that case, is it even really them? It's just their voice, but it's not like it speaks to who they are as a person, because they are not the ones making the song.
Yeah.
They're just lending their voice to it. Just like I don't...
Unknowingly. Like, are they actually lending their voice to it, or are they just being made to lend their voice to it?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Grimes did the right thing by getting ahead on it and saying, okay, before you guys start ripping me off and making thousands of songs in my voice, I'm taking 50% of everything you make.
She probably called Elon and asked for advice.
Yeah.
She's like, pick up some
he's busy
bread
with Taylor.
on the way home. And
no way. He's like, I love Taylor Swift now.
You never know.
Like it could be that the artists that get in on it early are the ones that get used the most.
Yeah.
And then they kind of set the standard as like, are you going to use a Grimes voice or a Kanye voice? And then you've got these like 50 different choices, because those are the 50 people that got in early.
Though
but then the whole being twisted to say stuff you don't believe is crazy, man.
Was she famous enough for that concession to be worthwhile?
Maybe she thinks that'll help her become more famous, because if she's one of the readily available, I know if I use her AI voice, I won't get sued, people, then people are like going to say, okay, we'll use Grimes.
Yeah.
It's like sort of becoming a voice actor without having to do the work.
Right, but my thing is like you have to get access to the information that she is conciliatory towards those things. But if you don't have access to that information, you're still going to want to default to the, you know, the most buzzworthy, like I think Taylor Swift, Kanye, Drake, like those are the people that are going to get, I don't know, replicated infinitely.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.